What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and I got a question for you. If you were offered $1,000 right now to get vaccinated, would you do it? Well, this is actually being presented to some people. Take a look here. Vanguard says that it will give employees $1,000 to get the pandemic vaccine. And as you guys know, we've already seen all of these state lotteries and programs where you could win all these awards and prizes, and some people have become millionaires because they've gotten vaccinated. Now, this is the latest push to help combat and fight against the pandemic as we're seeing cases rise across the nation with this new Delta variant. Take a look here. Anybody can look this up on Google, US cases. Now, we had 150,000 new cases in the United States on August 3rd, and take a look at that upward trend, unlike anything we've seen since winter of last year. And right now, this is the middle of summer, and a lot of people are concerned that when we get to flu season in the winter of 2021, where are we going to be? And we are seeing new mask mandates roll out. We are seeing new concerns about lockdowns, pushes for vaccinations, some actually saying they're going to be required in certain cities. And also, you guys, we're going to see if this is going to require more unemployment and more stimulus. Now, I'll keep you up to date. Right now, Congress is working on their current infrastructure bill, the second portion of which is going to have $3.5 trillion in more stimulus spending. And whatever comes out in that, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But we're hearing that this could be ramping up, and we might need to put more precautions in place that could equal more provisions. But you guys, I'm going to dive into these articles and get you caught up on the latest. And we're hearing this enforced from President Joe Biden. Take a look here. Biden changes his tune by getting confrontational with the GOP governors over the spikes happening in the pandemic. As we heard before, he was just kind of turning the other way if they weren't complying. And now he's saying, if you're not going to follow along, get out of the way, because we need to get this taken care of, you guys. So we're going to dive into these articles, get you caught up on the latest as of today, August 5th, 2021. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you like and appreciate these updates, keeping you up to date on everything that's happening with stimulus, Congress, the economy, unemployment, anything having to do with our nation or money. Don't forget to take a second to smash that like button. Just takes a second, really helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. And if this is your first time here, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, come join the Ram fam, the viewing community, and I'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on. And if you got any specific questions for me, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. That is by far the best way to get a hold of me if you got any specific questions you want answered. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as to what's going on with the pandemic, the vaccines, and the way forward with stimulus. All right, we're going to dive into these articles here in just a second, but first, take a look at this video footage that just came out yesterday giving an update on the spread of the pandemic and how they're encouraging people to go get vaccinated. Take a look at this.
California is open again.
Last month, with the confetti flying, California Governor Gavin Newsom heralded a new day for the state's 39 million population. 6 weeks later, the state, along with much of the nation, finds itself in a different spot. Last month, California hit a low of around 1,200 hospitalizations. Today, there are nearly 4,000. And state health officials say more than 90% of California's population are living in an area with substantial or high levels of transmission.
Right now, over 90% of the people who are currently hospitalized with COVID, over 90% are unvaccinated. And more than 97% of the people dying from COVID are unvaccinated. As I've said many times before, you'll either get the vaccine or COVID, and I'll tell you which one of those can kill you.
There's no joy. I'm not joyous anymore.
The euphoria felt just weeks ago is evaporating.
I do think it's disappointment because it was a time for people to come together, and they're not. Angry and just disappointed and scared. You know, this is not going away.
The cases causing worry about school and office reopenings, and many of the vaccinated fearing for their children who are too young to get the shot.
I feel like there's been enough time for everyone to learn the stakes of the pandemic, and I find it frustrating to see that people aren't thinking of themselves getting vaccinated as something that's responsible to do as a member of a community and to approach health in a community way. They're just thinking about it as in really selfish terms.
Well, there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I know there's a lot of people that are saying we need to get vaccinated, and there's a lot of people saying I am not okay with getting vaccinated, and they don't feel like this is something that they really want to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and would $1,000 change your perspective. Take a look here, link in the description below if you'd like to read this for yourself. And it says Vanguard says that it will give employees $1,000 to get vaccinated. Now the article says that Vanguard is offering employees $1,000 to get vaccinated against the pandemic. The company has confirmed. The asset management giant follows Facebook, Google, and Microsoft and other employers calling on workers to get vaccinated amid growing concerns about the fast spread of this Delta variant. Now Vanguard recognizes vaccines are the best way to stop the spread of the virus and strongly encourages crews to be vaccinated. Now, as such, we are offering a vaccine incentive for crews who provide pandemic vaccination proof. The incentive recognizes crews who have taken the time to protect themselves, each other, and our community by being vaccinated. Now, the company has 16,500 eligible employees, and they have until October 1st to get the vaccine. So if you work for Vanguard, you have until the 1st to get vaccinated to get this $1,000. Now, Walgreens Boots Alliance said Wednesday that the number of vaccines it has administered has surged by more than 30% in the past few weeks in certain states, including Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and Kentucky. So you guys, right now, they're offering that incentive. Once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But here are the thoughts of President Joe Biden. Take a look here. Link in the description below to this article that just came out yesterday that says Biden changes his tune by getting confrontational with GOP governors over the spike. And they're going to be talking about Texas and Florida, as those are some of the ones where cases are spiking, and they're saying they're not enforcing any new requirements or regulations. And President Biden is saying he wants to see them and he wants to see vaccines. Now, the article says, when Republican governors began prematurely lifting pandemic restrictions in their states earlier this spring, President Joe Biden and his team largely kept their heads down, ramping up vaccine distributions while steering clear of rhetoric battles with political adversaries. But this week, as the Delta variant and low vaccination rates in several southern states sent cases soaring, Biden took a different approach, cascading Republican governors who are standing in the way of mask and vaccine requirements and calling out the governors of Texas and Florida in particular for enacting, quote, bad health policies. I say to these governors, please help, but if you aren't going to help, at least get out of the way. The people are trying to do the right thing. Use your power to save lives. Over the course of the past week, Biden has demonstrated new willingness to cross lines he is previously reluctant to breach, frustrated by the behavior of certain Republicans and exasperated by Americans who refuse to get vaccinated. Now, earlier in his presidency, as he worked to stand up a nationwide vaccination effort and distribute pandemic relief funding, Biden strived to keep politics out of his efforts, believing that outright criticism of individual governors or vaccine-hesitant Americans would backfire. So he wasn't trying to isolate anybody, just wanted to push forward this agenda for vaccinations to battle the pandemic. And it says, now, as another surge, though, threatens the progress that he's made on the pandemic so far, Biden has come to believe that the time of holding his tongue has passed. Taken together with the administration's new openness to vaccine mandates and the heightened criticism of vaccine disinformation, the direct calls on governors to alter their behavior reflect Biden's impatience with forces that he believes are prolonging our crisis. Now, when a reporter asked Biden specifically about Republican governors of Florida and Texas, the president went further, alleging some of their decisions, like prohibiting schools from requiring masks or banning vaccine mandates, were unsound. And he said, I believe the results of their decisions are not good for their constituents. And it's clear to me and to most of the medical experts that the decisions being made, like not allowing mask mandates in schools and like that, are bad health policies. Now, listen to this and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. It says, Governor of Florida DeSantis, who's expected to seek the presidency in 2024, he was quick to respond to Biden on Wednesday, positioning himself as the defender of, quote, the rights of parents, and warning that he doesn't want to, quote, hear a blip about the pandemic from Biden until he, quote, gets the border secure. Now, if you're trying to restrict people and impose mask mandates and ruin their jobs and their livelihood, if you are trying to lock people down, I am standing in your way, and I am standing for the people of Florida, DeSantis said. Wow, taking a strong stance against Biden. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, the article says that the White House has made it clear that it doesn't believe that all Republican governors are blocking the progress of the pandemic, and they have cited Governor Asa Hutchinson of Arkansas, who admitted this week that he regrets signing a law banning local mask mandates. But officials have become blunter in their assessment of other governors who have rejected federal guidance and instead appear guided by standing in opposition to the public health measures recommended by the CDC. So you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do we need to get vaccinated? Do we need to do new mandates? Do we need to take stronger stances to help combat and fight this pandemic? Or do you think that it is a time for people to have their own choice and they can decide for themselves, as we're hearing from Governor DeSantis of Florida? And also, we heard from the governor of Texas, who recently tweeted out that the time for masks are over. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, whatever unfolds, know that I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel. But we're hearing a lot of people say that if this thing keeps ramping up, that we're going to be needing some more restrictions, potentially more lockdowns, more requirements, more mandates. And if that happens, it's going to need more stimulus provisions. We might need further unemployment benefits, more stimulus checks. And we will see what unfolds with that. Now, as it stands right now, as I mentioned, the second portion of the infrastructure bill is the current new stimulus package of $3.5 trillion. We're yet to see all the details of what's going to be included, but we've also heard members of Congress, progressives, say that they're considering that just a down payment, that they believe we need a whole lot more, and they're saying it's going to be on the way because we are not through this pandemic. Now, you guys, like I said, whatever unfolds, I'll keep you up to date here on the channel so that way you can stay informed. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. I'll be sure to keep you up to date. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button. Just takes a second. Helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. And also, if this is your first time here, don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff. And you can join the Ram fam. You can stay up to date on everything. Join the viewing community. And if you got any specific questions for me, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. That is by far the best way to get a hold of me if you got any questions. But with that being said, you guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Remember, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and also random videos throughout the day as news breaks. But with that being said, catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.